Today we have a 2001 Pontiac Grand Am, and this car has a problem with the AC. We have enough pressure in a system, but the compressor does not turn on. Looking at the diagram, we see we have a AC compressor relay. We have a fuse that gives the power to control and the load side of the relay. Our check is going to be done first at the relay itself. We're going to check for two feeds, two power feeds, one on the control side, one on the power side, and then we're going to check the ground. The ground should come from our AC clutch, and then we should have a control, and it's controlled by a power control module, so the PCM is providing the ground for a relay. Also, we have a pressure sensor here, so we'll see what are we missing and why the AC compressor is not running. Is it a bad clutch, bad compressor, wiring issue, or whatever the case may be. Alright, just checking for the codes. I don't have any. See, it's on, blower is working. Let's check the AC compressor. Also, we can see the cooling fans are running as well. Down there you can see the clutch on the AC compressor is not turning, meaning that the compressor is not turning on. Alright, so our next check is going to be at the relay itself. We're going to take the test light, we're going to put it on battery ground, we're going to check for two feeds. On this adapter I get these wires, red and black is my control wire, green and blue is my load. So we should have a, one of these pins should have power. I got nothing on this one. Check the maybe my okay, check this again. Always check the test light. There you go. We got a power here, and we got a power here. So in the next step we can actually verify if our, now we know this is a wire that goes down to AC compressor. We can verify by placing our test light on battery positive, and because the clutch is constantly grounded, and just check this. Okay, so the clutch is constantly grounded, so when I have my test light on battery positive, when I touch it, I should receive the ground. It should light up. You can see it does. So meaning that the wiring from clutch all the way up to the fuse box is okay, and the clutch itself should be fine. But it's not on. Now, since I know now that this is my feed on a ground side, one thing we can do, we can go actually and activate our relay by touching the ground side of the control. So if I do that, you can see the clutch is working. So let's do this. I'm going to touch it again, and so we can look down at our compressor. Basically, what this tells us is that the computer is not turning our AC compressor on. So I'm going to touch it again. I'm going to activate my relay with my test light, and you can see that it's turning on. I just got it. So anyhow, I also, of course, I checked my static pressure. It was okay. I had 100 psi in my system, so I forgot to mention that. And you can see on my gauges here. So of course, you want to check before you do any of this. You want to make sure that you have enough freon in the system. Now, this doesn't mean I have enough volume of the freon, but I have enough static pressure that should allow the computer to turn on the AC compressor. So now at this point we do know that we do not have a control from the computer. I can so on this wire I should receive the ground, but I do not. So I'm going to get my test light to battery positive, and I touch this, and nothing happens. So basically I'm not receiving a command from the power control module to turn our relay on in our compressor. So something the computer doesn't like. So let's go to the scan tool real quick and see what else we need to check. You can see now my AC is off, and what I notice it is my high pressure sensor is at 4.9 volts. I don't know what that means in pressure, but doesn't really matter. But 4.9 volts, it's never good. Basically, it's a 5 volts. This sensor, it's not reporting correct pressure, or maybe you might have a wiring issue. So here's our sensor here, right beneath the high side connector. I'm going to unplug it. We've got 3 wires. We've got a ground, 5 volt ref, and the signal wire. And let's just take a I still have my test light on battery positive, and this is my ground, and I have a good ground. So one of these, I think this is my 5 volts, and this is my my sensor wire here. And this is my 5 volt ref, and I see 5 volts here. Sorry for the glare. All right, so we're gonna go now to a signal wire. I'm gonna backfill the signal wire to see what kind, if I have any bias voltage on this wire or not. And I have a zero volts. So let's check the scan tool real quick. Of course, you can see we have a 0 volts on the scan tool. And one thing I want to do now, I'm going to use my multimeter, and I'm going to turn it into a diode mode. And in diode mode, this multimeter sends 2.5 volts to check the diode. But we're going to use that voltage, feed into the signal wire, into the signal circuit, and see if the computer is going to react to it to turn on the AC compressor, and we can check the scan tool as well. So let's do that real quick. And there you go. See that? It's turning the AC on, and the compressor is now working. I'm going to unplug it. It's off. And you can see here on my scan tool, I fed a 2.5 volts into the system. Computer did like that output on the sensor, and did turn on the AC. So this tells me the computer is good, the wiring is good, everything's fine. I didn't have to replace. I have to recover the system, replace the sensor, and recharge it, and it should be fine. Okay, we're all done. AC works fine. The temperature is almost at 40 at the idle, which is perfect. And we'll just see what voltage output now we get from a pressure sensor. You can see compressor is running. You can see the AC command is on, and output voltage on a pressure sensor is just a little bit above 2 volts. And it was kind of cool when I used my multimeter in a diode mode. My voltmeter sends 2.5 volts. The computer was happy. I was able to activate the system just to see if everything is okay, and then we of course check the wiring on our sensor, make sure that the really good ground and a 5 volts, and everything's fine. It should be good. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.